Hi, my name's Deanne. I'm following my dream and somewhat whimsical idea to help children with their maths learning. So, I used to work as a teaching assistant in a primary school for about 10 years, and I used to particularly enjoy working with small groups of children who were behind in their learning with maths. And I noticed that there were many common difficulties, and I was finding it difficult myself to explain these to children to help them move on with their learning. Some of the common things I'd see or hear were children who had trouble distinguishing their teen and T numbers. So in a count sequence, you might hear 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 80, 90, 100. Or you might hear 50, 60, 70, 18, 19, 20. Or some children wishing to write the number 61 might write 16 instead. Or when asked to write 18, they might write 81 instead. They couldn't remember or perhaps couldn't understand that when you have a two-digit number, the number on the left now means something different. So I started to wonder why standard teaching approaches for teaching place value in the classrooms helped some children understand, but not others. And started to think, are there other approaches that I could be using outside the classroom that might help? So I had some success using a resource called Numicon, which uses a structured visual image of number. And if you're familiar with that, you'll see the influence that this has had on me through the stories that I've written. Other things that influenced me were that in my role as a teaching assistant, I used to observe children during the maths introduction. And in my opinion, I could see I was observing behaviour which indicated stress. So, for example, I saw one 6-year-old boy regularly bite his tongue so hard during maths that it would bleed. And I also saw that for some children, after answering a question incorrectly, they took a long time to bounce back from that. And then any immediate learning opportunities after answering the question incorrectly were then wasted, as they weren't in the right frame of mind, if you like, to learn. The black and whiteness of maths, where the answer is right or wrong, is difficult, right? So some children, you could just see that they were lost or just not interested. They were looking out the window, perfecting the Velcro on their shoes, rolling their socks up and down so they're perfectly symmetrical. And I did see that these kind of behaviours, saw these more in maths than any other subject. And this made me start thinking, when are children most relaxed at school, most engaged at school? And it did seem to me that this was often during story time. At the same time, I was also training to be a forest school leader and happened to read a book about the virtues of storytelling and how it has been used for such a long time to explain difficult concepts. And I was becoming even more certain that if I could find a story about how the number system was created, it might help those children that were struggling to learn through conventional ways of teaching. So I searched high and low for fiction or non-fiction books that might help me explain to teach children about place value. And whilst the actual story of maths is fascinating, I couldn't find a child-friendly story or one that really explained all the parts that don't make sense, like why the T numbers are read backwards. So I decided to write a series of short stories myself. They tell the story of how and why a family invented the number system, why we need a system that we can read, write, and speak, why we have a base 10 system, why some parts are weirdly not following the system. The stories give an explanation of how the numbers were first created, why why we needed to give them names and learn how to write them, why we have a number for zero, when we see a two-digit number, the number on the left means 10 lots of? Why are the T numbers read backwards? Why do we say 13, not 3-teen? Why is 50 not called 5T? And why, when we get to 99, the next number is not 10T, but 100? So I first piloted the stories with one child, and I can't claim that he immediately understood and went on to make great gains in his maths. However, I can say that he started to show an understanding, and he was certainly engaged in his learning and appeared to be relaxed. And I know that he would look forward to our sessions and that he left each session with a smile. He would sometimes refer to our stories in lessons too. So for example, if the number 13 was mentioned in class, which he'd previously confused regularly with 15, he would look across to me and hold his nose. And this was because in our stories we had referred to 13 as the smelly number. My interest in this area intensified then, and I sought to do some further research. I wanted to learn more about research design and research methodology so I could complete a research project that could be considered rigorous. And I also wanted to seek the approval of an ethical panel, in addition to the approval from head teachers, teachers and parents. So I signed up to do a master's level double research module. I was able to start at master's level as I have a degree already in psychology and communications. I passed the master's project around this idea of storytelling and maths with a distinction in 2014. But it was really hard work getting through it, to be honest. I'm a mum, I've got 2 kids. One of them has a chronic medical condition, and the kids just had like busier social lives than me. So there's been very little me time until now. So now it's April 2020, and I find myself in lockdown due to the coronavirus and feel it's the right time to pick this up again. I've since developed some website skills, and videoing yourself and adding things to social media is now common practice, and people are getting their message out there. So I thought, why not me? All of my stories are available on my website, which is www.the-number-system.com. And hopefully these will be useful to parents who are homeschooling and to teachers, teaching assistants too. And until things get back to the old normal, after COVID-19, I'm intending to keep posting more and more videos. Each video is in 3 parts. There's an introduction, the main story, and then some ideas of things to practice at home or school. I hope that you'll also become inventive yourselves and perhaps make up some stories, including the characters, and use them to pose problems to your child to solve together. So to go with the stories, I have drawn some pictures, and I know that they're not very good. I really do know this, but laugh along with me, because we definitely need some images to go along with the stories so that children can start to develop a mental image of numbers, of amounts. So please be kind. Remember, I'm just a mum who took a job as a teaching assistant when my kids were little, and I had an idea and I thought I might be able to help. And so I'm trying to share that to the best of my current ability. So please do like and share the videos and follow the website, or you do that old-fashioned thing of just telling your mates and your colleagues. Our first story is going to be an introduction to the Ugg family. So I hope you'll take a listen, and I'll say bye for now and thanks for listening. Bye.